Moving on from Harry Potter, just so we can onto maybe another nerdy subject for some people. You were recently on an episode of Hard Quiz. I would love to hear what that whole experience was like, because during the filming you said you applied like 2 years prior to being on the show.
Wow.
Yeah. What was that experience like? What was Tom like? Just everything from start to finish.
So yeah, I applied literally during COVID lockdown.
Wow.
I applied, and just because I was bored, I'm like, what am I going to do? Oh, I'll apply for a Hard Quiz. And did all these auditions. Like, you do like this big group audition, then you do like a smaller group audition with like 9 people, and then you do an actual one-on-one audition. And so, like, did all of that, and it kind of ended up with, oh, great, yeah, so we'll let, you're in the casting pool, we'll call you if we need you. And then, like, 2 years went by, and I didn't hear anything. So I was like, oh, I guess they don't want me.
Yeah.
And then just got a call out of the blue one day being like, hey, do you want to be on Hard Quiz? And I was like, yes. And, it just kind of went from there. And I said to them, hey, I auditioned like 2 years ago. What happened? And they just said, lots of people audition for the show, and we need you in the right lineup kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then, I was really nervous because I like get really anxious about that kind of thing. But it was awesome. Tom Gleeson was so lovely. Like, his persona on air is so different to his not on air persona. And I just genuinely really enjoyed the whole experience.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that his persona would be different, because if he was like that off air, he wouldn't be married. Like, he's a maniac on air.
He wouldn't have a career,
Amazing. Well, I've seen your episode. It was hilarious because I imagine it would be so nerve-wracking because, Tom's like there as the comedian, but you can see that every contestant feels that pressure a bit to like be funny. And I went to a taping once and they encourage them to, don't they? They encourage you guys to like go at him. Like, he wants people to just like come at him a bit. And
they ask you in the audition, like, what would you say to Tom if he like had a go at you? And like, I think I actually just said I'd probably just make fun of him for being bald.
Yeah.
Which is actually quite mean, but that's what I said, and it got me through. So there's a tip if you're auditioning.
Amazing. Probably would get a laugh.
I've thought about going on, like applying for Hard Quiz, but I have no subject that I would be confident enough that I would, have as my special subject. Did it take you a while to land on Smash Bros, or were you like, no, that's it?
No, that was pretty much the only one I submitted. Funnily enough, when they, like, I'm pulling the curtain a little bit, but when you apply, they ask you, if you weren't doing this topic, what would you do instead?
Right.
And I put Blink-182, which is just another nerdy thing I like. And then in my group audition, someone else's topic was Blink-182. And when they were talking about it, I was like, I hope I get paired with you because I know way more about Blink-182 than you, and I already can tell. So yeah. But I think that's so they don't inadvertently pair you with someone who has a topic that you know a lot about.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Amazing.
Joe, do you have a special topic that you would whip out?
Love making obviously comes to mind. But if he ever does an up late version, I'm there.
Love making.
Yeah.
Kama Sutra.
The Pottermore quiz,
The Pottermore quiz. How to rig it for beginners and intermediates. I don't know. What would yours be?
I don't know. That was the whole point of that. It could possibly be something, depending on when I get cast or when they want me to come in, I might have a little while to study, but maybe helicopters. I'm quite into helicopters at the moment. I'm going through a bit of an aviation phase.
So just helicopters generally?
Just general helicopters. A friend of mine, he's just ordered one from the UK, and he's got to go over there in about 18 months and fly it back. So I'm going to see if I can catch a ride with him to fly a helicopter back.
Wow. I've already got a question for you that they might ask. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they always try to pivot a little bit.
Okay.
Here's one. What is the name of the helicopter from Thomas the Tank Engine?
Oh, easy peasy.
Do you actually know?
I do.
Oh, wow.
But I'm a nerd. slash child, apparently.
Well, I just Googled it. I didn't know. I've just Googled it.
Really?
A helicopter from Thomas the Tank Engine.
Can you picture him? Like what colour he is?
No. Is he green?
You have a
No.
3-year-old, Josh. You should know this.
Thomas the Tank Engine's not. It's all Bluey and Paw Patrol now. It's not
Well,
Thomas.
you've got to
Yeah.
direct her that way, mate. That's up to you.
I'd have to pass. Can I pass? Pass.
Yeah, you part.
So
Well,
I get the steal in this situation.
You
I
get the
double
steal,
points.
Joe,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Harold the helicopter. No questions
that's
about
it.
Yeah.
Double points. Double points for Joe. And Joe is in the lead.
Guys, I'm gonna head out. So I'll see you later.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I know
Harold the
that.
helicopter. Well, I'm never going to forget that. So hard quiz. You went on hard quiz. That was a great experience. I wanted to staying along the same lines of kind of TV production and pulling the curtain back a little bit. Last week on Thursday, I went to my first ever taping of Thank God You're Here.
Oh, awesome.
And I believe you went like first season, didn't you?
I did. I went last year.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to reveal?
Well, I don't know.
who-
I didn't sign. I'm not aware that I signed any like NDA or anything.
Yeah. Well, you could have a scoop. Was there?
Well,
Well,
like-
put it this way: was there anyone on that we'd be surprised by?
Well, there's 20 people in Australian entertainment, so let's see.
Yeah, there's literally rotates. There is a without giving too much. I mean, I could tell you, but I think it's more fun this way.
Tell me off air.
I'll tell you off air. There's one that is like an icon that's done it a heap of times back in the olden
Madonna.
days.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
She's done
She
other
came
things
out.
back
She
in
came
the
out
day.
with cupcakes on her chest. Like
great.
an icon, an Aussie TV and radio and comedy icon. There was kind of a, I wouldn't say up and coming. He's pretty well established comedian, and then two female comedians who are doing great things like Melbourne Comedy Festival. One of them's been on Taskmaster. So it was a pretty good lineup. We had a really, really great time.
And you said you went Thursday night?
I went Thursday night. Yeah.
Okay, and you said a pretty established comedian, Jerry Seinfeld, was in Melbourne recently. So
He did his gig, and then he popped down.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, it's fairly established. Yeah.
Jerry. All right. So you're a dentist, and you walk.
Yeah.
You're gonna walk into this scene.
It'd be so good, wouldn't it? He's got like the gear on and stuff.
That would be great though if they got
dream.
like international acts who were in the country at the time. That would be so great.
yeah.
Really, really great.
amazing.
Anyway, just back on that. How did you find that whole experience? I found it really quick, really concise. I went to a taping of Australia's Got Talent, and it was a 8-hour day. Like we got there at
Are you
11.
serious?
Dead set, 8-hour day. We got there at 11, and this was in Melbourne at the Palais. And we got out at maybe 6 or 7 o'clock at night, and they did 3 hours of like sweeping shots over the audience of just us like cheering and applauding before we got to see any acts. And I was like, God, I hope it's not going to be like this. But with Thank God You're Here, it's pretty. Once you're in, they just bang them out and they get straight through them.
Pretty well oiled, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because like I have also been to lots of behind the scenes taping, and what you see, the final edit that you see on TV is just sometimes so different to what it's like being there, because there's just
Yeah.
so many stops and starts, so many tech errors and just like things going wrong. But yeah, Thank God You're Here, I agree, was very, very good. The only thing I found that was kind of annoying about it was like there's 2 stages, so you kind of only get to watch half of the sketches because the other half are just on a TV. Did you
Yes.
find that?
Well, I don't. Maybe my layout was different because we were up the back, kind of on the elevated seating, and we had a great view of all 3 of them. They've got the one on the left, the one in the middle, and then the one on the right. And we got a pretty good view of all of them. I mean, the camera on the boom would go past every now and then, and that would kind of obstruct. But other than that, we got a pretty good view of it all.
Mike,
No,
are
'cause-
you learning that Josh had the expensive tickets and you didn't? Is that what's
You must
happening?
have, yeah.
He's like, I could see everything.
I
'Cause
got
I
that
was at the
radio money, baby.
Yeah. I was at the front. I was in the front row, like the second front row, and on the left side. So
okay.
when it was happening on the right stage, they just had a TV showing what was happening.
Yeah, right.
But the one I went to had Ross Noble. It was one of the funniest like live things I had ever seen.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was just the way he runs with the format is so funny because he works outside of what Thank God You're Here is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And kind of controls the scene, which was so funny.
Was it when he was the astronaut?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you're right. He just takes over, and you can see
Yeah.
the like supporting actors who've clearly got the script to follow, trying to go, well, we have to go with this, but we're not going
Yeah.
to get any of our lines out. Like, it's just,
That's it. Yeah. And like most people, like, I guess, who are new to it, just kind of let the extras run the script and they kind of hand them jokes like on a silver platter, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Ross Noble just goes, I'm just going to do what I want. And he just completely shakes it up, which is great.
I guess it must go pretty well. You guys would know they don't do a take two at all, I would imagine, which is why it goes so quickly, right?
No.
Yeah.
But the thing I did find interesting is, you know, when it goes to air on TV, the scenes are like 5-6 minutes, but the scenes actually go for like 15 minutes. And they'll just cut out, they'll find like the funniest part and end on that. And it was very interesting to watch.
People like us who are in the industry, we see those edits. I feel like I always see edits in like free to air TV. Whereas my partner, when I watch with her, I'm like, did you see that edit? That was so obvious. She's like, no, I don't notice any of these edits.
Oh, here comes the support group for our partners. We are a nightmare to watch TV with, right?
Really?
She's just like, well, I am, because I just go, like, I'm always saying crap like that. It's probably not even true half the time. And you can see my partner just like, she's too nice, but she's clearly wanting to go, be great to watch it though. Like to just, to not be ripped out of it every 30 seconds.
I do that with my partner Eden whenever we're watching a TV show, and I go, do you know how they did that shot there when they got like a boom and like a drone? She's like, shut up. Anyway.
Oh, amazing. There was a warm-up. Did they have a warm-up comedian when you did Hard Quiz, Mike?
Yeah, it was Ben Lomas, who does a lot.
He does a lot. Yeah. He does a lot. I have. Did he do the question when you were at Thank God You're Here? Did he do the Instagram question thing where you send him an Instagram message?
Oh,
no,
cool.
he didn't actually.
He did this thing with us. He said, look, everyone send me a message, and like throughout the night, he'll go through some of the questions. And I sent him a message. I just said, want to be on my podcast?
Did he read it out?
And what did he say?
And he just said, always. Like,
that's a no.
Yeah. It's 100% no.
He's such a pro though. Like, he
So
literally does pretty much everyone, every show in Melbourne. I think he mentioned he does the Q&A warm-up, which is like the ABC's political sort of forum show.
Not many laughs in Q&A unless Tom Ballard hosts it either. So
No, he said he mentioned that. He said, I do another show, Q&A, the warm-up. He said, imagine trying to get that fucking audience ready to go. And I'm like, I can imagine. Yeah.
What, is he trying to get them to laugh? Is that what it is?
No, but I think it's just like every show needs...
Something.
Every show with a live studio audience at least needs someone just to interact with the audience.
Get energy in the room, you know. He did the project as well when I went to the project. He also did Australia's Got Talent. So he does the front bar, he does Q&A, he did Ninja Warrior, which he wasn't too keen on.
He told apparently it went till like 3 a.m. and they wouldn't let them leave.
He said when he was doing Ninja Warrior, they were recording at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and some old lady, he said, if you watch back the episode, you know, episode 15, episode 10, whatever, at like 20 minutes in, there's an old woman in the background that goes, I just want to fucking go home! Which is
Who's
hilarious.
staying till 3 in the morning?
I have no idea.
What?
That doesn't surprise me. I have a very vague memory of seeing a news.com article, which already this is so unreliable as any kind of evidence.
Yeah, you put it in your bibliography.
Yeah. But it was like, it might have been X Factor or Australia's Got Talent. Again, now I'm defaming one of these shows.
Take him out, Mike.
Apparently, like, it was a similar kind of thing, and they wouldn't let people leave who, like, needed to go because it was so late. They wouldn't let them leave because, like, they needed the audience to be full for the shots. And then people started calling the police, being like, we're essentially being kidnapped because we're not allowed to leave. It might have been it might have been in the USA. I'm going to do a very quick Google.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Wouldn't it be great if it was like Q&A or something? No, you're staying.
We ended up sneaking out of Australia's Got Talent. We were up in the top tier, and we just went, do you want to go? And then we just got up and left.
Yeah, there's no way it's Australia.
God. No, not at all.
How long was Australia's Got Talent? Like how long?
Australia's Got Talent. We got there at about 10 a.m. We waited in the queue out the front for about 2 hours, and then we were there until maybe 5 or 6.
What?
Yeah, and we only saw about 4 acts.
Unbelievable.
It was The Voice Australia.
No.
apparently.
Was it really?